Welcome. Let's go on over to the pond and find out what is happening in Mrs. Anderson's third grade classroom. We can find out a lot of information by going to our website. The website is posted here, and this is our home page. The home page lets the parents and students know that there are things for both of them that will be of value on the website. Everyone wants to know a little bit about their teacher, so I have placed that on the website as well. I've given a small write-up of what things I like to do, as well as the education that I've had, and I've created a presentation that will go with that. The newsletter has already been created for Back to School Night. We do it by volumes, we do it once a week, and I do post it on the website, and that is listed in the document. The first one will be printed and given to them at Back to School Night, so they will have the information, and then after that they can access the newsletter through the site. I have also chosen to use Classroom, Google Classroom, for assignments this year because we have access to the technology. In trying to do that, I found that you cannot link directly to Google Classroom because they must sign in with their Google account. Each of the students in our school has their own email address, and we use Google Docs all the time, but this will be a short video on how to get to Google Classroom. Homework. The homework letter will be given out also at Back to School Night because they will sign a contract, but the contract will be on the web so that they know what it is they signed and remember what is expected. Last year I decided to go online with homework, and it worked out quite well. There are 4 different categories that the students will do. The first one is math, and if you click on it, it'll take you right to Think Central, which is our math program. Comprehension. Each week I will upload the story and a Google form for them to answer the question that goes with the story. We have spelling and vocabulary. And again, we are using Vocabulary City and Spelling City, where the lists are uploaded. I assign the activities to the students, and they work on them. This tells me whether they've worked on them, it tells me how much time they spent practicing them, and gives me information to help me with knowing what they've been doing. This year we're going to do something new. I have a whole entire file cabinet full of math timings for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. This year we purchased a program that I'm going to try out where the students will be assigned. They will work at their own pace, and they will progress at their own pace. So it will be very individualized. I will not need to do any correcting or recording. It will do that for me. Parents can see what the students are doing. The students can practice at home. They can practice at school. They can practice on the road on the way to a soccer game. They have all kinds of active time that they can spend on this activity. Let's go to Language Arts next. Here I've given them the standards, or briefly described what they are, and given a link to the core if they want to go, since it is so extensive. Here we have our weekly vocabulary lists. If I click on the story for the week, it will give me the words as well as the definitions. This will help the students in practicing, learning, and in doing their homework. Handwriting. Many parents want to know why we are still using cursive handwriting when it seems to be a dying art. I've added a document here that I found on the internet, Benefits for the Brain, that might give them some insight. If you go to the cursive letters and hover over them, they can learn how to form their letters if they do not remember how or are struggling with one of them, and they can do that right from home. I also have given them 2 different practice papers that they can print off to practice if they want to at home, as well as some handwriting practice sheets that they can download and practice as well. We'll go back to our language arts. Writing. We use Utah Writes in the 3rd grade. The students will go in and do lessons as well as writing assignments, prompts. Parents can go in and see what it is that they need to work on. Students can as well. This way, if they're working on something at school, they're not progressing as quickly or as nicely as I would like. It can be something that parents can help them with at home and give them a little bit more individual attention. In our spelling, we have Spelling City here. We also have the spelling lists. Again, they can click on the story of the week, and it will give them their spelling words and their challenge words for the week. There's a few different reasons why I have the reading page. Not only what they need to learn, some of the strategies, again the Language Arts Core, but several very valuable sites are listed. If they click here, they can go right to the login page for their Reading Street. I've used this extensively. We did a lot with this on the computers last year where they can practice their vocabulary. If a student can't read the story, they can have the story read to them if it's above their level. Our school also uses Road to Success. This is where the students log in from home and track their reading minutes at home. Mountainside Library takes them right to the catalog where they can check and see if there's a book that they want. Book orders are done online, and I have a link to Scholastic. We also use the Scholastic Reading Counts where the students can go in and take quizzes and find out the points. They cannot do that from home, however, but they can find out, type in the title of a book, and find out how many points there are. But I do not limit students to only books that have quizzes in Scholastic Reading Counts. I think a student needs the opportunity to read anything that they would like. And then we have the International Children's Digital Library. Reading Counts gives the parents kind of the layout of our incentive program for reading and the activities that we will do once a month if the students meet their goal. That should do it for Language Arts. Let's go on over to Math. On Math, we have how to access ScoMath. It's a tutorial that helps the parents get in. And then once they get there, there's the navigation button. And I think this one can be very valuable because I don't... Let me just stop that for a minute. I don't think parents always know what is available in this program. So let's watch just for a minute.
Central, which is our GoMath program. Now that we have logged in, there are some things that we need to know. If we have an assignment, it will show up under Things to Do. Right now there is no assignment, but this is where you would go to find it. If you wanted to go to your scores, they would be here also. But this is what I'd like to show you today, and that's the library. In the library, there are several things that you can do, but some of them that I'd like to show you are the games, where you can go to Country Countdown.
I think you get the gist of what was going on there and how that works. I also want to put math tutorials on by chapter that might help the students and help the parents. So I have gone and linked different ones I found just for Chapter 1 so far. This is new to my site, so they can go in. This one will teach.
What are some ways to think about addition? Think about this question during...
And these are videos that will link them to different activities that will teach them on these particular ones about the properties of addition. And we will add those as we go. I think that'll take care of math. Let's go into science. In science, there are 5 objectives. These are the different ones we work on. I'm going to just show you one of the assignments that I've assigned in Force and Motion, along with the benchmarks and the standards. At the end of our Simple Units machine, where we learn about force and motion, the students will be asked to create a leprechaun trap at home. And then it's given the specifics of what they will need to have in it, and the rubric will teach them what they need to know, or what they need in order to get the score that they want. This way parents know exactly what the expectation is for the assignment. Let's go back to science. I start off with heat and light, and so my first assignment is already in there. We're going to be doing the one that will help with Objective 1, or number A, Fun in the Sun and Shade. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll find the assignment for the students. And it's done in 2 sessions, so it will be there for them. If we go back, they also have listed the questions that they'll need to answer as they do their experiment, as well as the recording sheet where they will record the temperatures of what they are doing. And last at the bottom of that would be the rubric and the expectations so that they know what they need to have done in order to complete the assignment. And that takes us pretty much through science. Here is the calendar. I've linked to the calendar. I've used the calendar in the past. I like using it. Here's the back to school night, the first day of school. But I like putting in when our testing is there. For some reason, parents feel that with a half day, or excuse me, an early out on Friday, that means it's a free day. So I like to make sure that the testing is listed on there and that the homework is due. One that's just for fun, I like to take pictures in my room. Well, this has to be done with permission by parents to be posted. On the first day of school, we will take classroom pictures of what our room looked like and the kids in the room. On the first day of school, this will be the photos of each of one of the students that they can print off, have a scrapbook of their own. The last one was our forms, where I want the parents to help me out. We're going to do a back to school survey form, so the Chromebooks will be on the desks at back to school night, and the parents can fill these out, and I'll have a lot of the information right there when we do it. It'll have their names, how their student gets to school, if they have internet access or not, what types of technology they have access to, how the parent prefers to communicate, and giving those things, anything they need me to know about their child. Also, we use volunteers in our room, so I'm letting them sign up for a time. If we have overlaps, then we will take care of that individually among the parents. And the last thing is we do muffins with mom and donuts with dad. This gives the parents an opportunity to come into our room and read with the students and share a treat with them, something that the parents very much enjoy as well as the students. And so that will give me information at back to school night, and I'll have the email addresses and be able to create my group right then. So that kind of gives you a brief view of Over at the Pond. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad you came by and hoping to learn lots from you as well. Thank you.